Moment, you may not have all this detail. So we encourage people to practice and to at least get training.
Lilis Njeru-Mutinda, NTV.
Thank you, Lilis, for that. Now, President William Ruto now says his focus is no longer on his 2027 re-election bid, but a push to transform the country through policies under the bottom-up economic agenda. Ruto still maintains he is a man on a mission to change the country by doing what his predecessors failed to deliver on amid the murky political wars surrounding his presidency. The president argues that he is more determined and committed to achieve a positive legacy, even if it means losing power in the next presidential election. NTV's Kevin Mutai now reports on the third National Executive Retreat.
This is not the next election. Our focus is the transformation of Kenya.
This commitment comes hot on the heels of the ever-unending one-term political rhetoric fronted by the opposition leaders led by his former second-in-command and the voice shaking his once political backyards, Rigathi Gachagua.
Why waste the nation's time waiting for a second term merely because you are working on difficult things? Why don't you finish the difficult things now? You know? If there is a second term, there is plenty of things to be done.
President Ruto maintains that the country's transformation is at stake because of his political detractors who are underplaying the promises he made to Kenyans during the 2022 presidential campaigns.
The comments that we hear every day about how far we are in that agenda are expected, because we won under this radical, daring and bold commitment.
I have no intention whatsoever on escaping any of the commitments we made. We intend to keep them.
With 2.5 years before the next general election, the head of state has attributed the successes of his administration so far on the broad-based government, saying he will continue engaging like-minded leaders who are willing to work with him in his journey to transform the country. He has equally directed the executive arm of the government to ensure successful implementation of reforms in sectors such as health, education, agriculture, and even energy, among others.
It is a time for us to strategize on the legacy we shall leave and be remembered for at the end of our first term in office in August 2027.
The last bit will require us to be more direct, more focused, more energetic, because it's the final stretch.
I will always be there to lead this team in making sure that we make the right decisions. And by the way, I will lead from the front. Yes, I will lead from the front. Nitakuwa tu hapo mbele. Tafadhali tusaidiane, tutembee hii safari pamoja.
The third National Executive Retreat engagement in Kajiado seeks to review the mid-term achievements of Kenya Kwanza administration by taking stock of the gains made on policies, as well as addressing the bottlenecks that are slowing down the implementation of government priorities.
This retreat forms part of the self-assessment and accountability mechanisms you have established that help us assess the progress we are making towards building a better Kenya.
Kevin Mutai, NTV.
The two-day retreat comes to a close tomorrow. We shall